Hey friends, I am Leslie, better known as a Reseller's Passion. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am just going to casually be talking about, with a lot of bloopers, the platforms that I sell on, why I sell on them, and you'll find out which ones are my favorite, which ones are my bae, who I'll never leave. So stay tuned and enjoy this video. Hey friends, today I just wanted to record a casual video and I decided to talk about my selling platforms, where I sell and why I sell there. And it may be helpful to someone and it may not, but I like to reveal as much as of myself as I can and just show my no nonsense personality and why I sell different places. I think it's really important to think about where we sell, not just to make money. If you had a why getting into this reselling business, I think that you should really think about and evaluate where you're selling and don't just appear there. And of course, we're going to start from somewhere, but as you get deeper into your reselling business or any business that you have, sit down sometimes and really think about why you're there. And that's what I do. And that's why it's easy for me to let platforms go if they're not fulfilling my need, if they're not bringing me joy, if they're not making me money. It's easy for me to say bye platform. And I thought I would share with you, because you've watched my videos and I've talked about the platforms I sell on, but I'm just going to break down the platforms that I currently sell on. I'm not going to talk about my old platforms. Actually, I'll throw them out real quick. I've sold on Vinted, Depop. I've been on the marketplace. Um, that's probably it for reselling. I've never sold on Tradesy. I set up a Grailed account and never went through with it. I signed up for Kitizen, but found out that List Perfectly was having some challenges, so I decided not to go that direction. And that's basically it for reselling. So I'm going to tell you now the ones I sell on and what each of them do for me and why I'm there. So a lot of people, I think it's really funny, they'll say Poshmark is their bae. Poshmark is one of my favorites. It's not my bae. I'll reveal my bae at the end. The last one will be my bae, but Poshmark is second to my bae. It is a platform that was really easy for me in the beginning. Real quick about my story, right? I started reselling because my husband, who was a retired firefighter, was reselling, but I didn't want to get on eBay because it just seemed like too complicated. And plus, I was working a job, and my intention was not to resell as a business. It was just a way for me to spend time with him, to go sourcing and have lunch after, or go sourcing and have breakfast beforehand. So that was my intent. 100% not to be a reseller or have any type of business related to reselling. So Poshmark was a way for me to go and just to list my items and print out a label. So I started reselling on Poshmark in April of 2016. Very hobby, and it worked for me. Originally, I didn't resell, so I didn't source, so Thomas would bring me items to source, and that worked out really well. And I started getting things out of my own closet, selling my girls things, and making a little bit of money. And it has really been a great platform for me as a person who still doesn't know a whole lot about fashion. Don't believe the myth, and as you're watching, you're probably shaking your head. Not every female knows about high-end fashion or fashion at all. Not every female carries expensive bags and is totally into shoes. I'm none of those things. I love, as you can see, a t-shirt. You might see this t-shirt in 30 videos coming because it's comfortable, it's mine, it's something that I created. But also t-shirt. I have on leggings now, but I can live in jeans and Converse and Vans. I'm not into bags. Right now, I walk around with a wallet, and the wallet can fit in my winter coat pocket. I am good with that. So Poshmark was a platform that helped me be able to sell and learn brands, but also know that I was okay with what I was selling. I sourced at the bins, probably 98% of the time, because we have a bins literally within 15 minutes of us that I was already shopping or going to before I was even a reseller or even thought about reselling the year I met my husband. So for 9 years, I've been going to the bins and only been a reseller for 4.5 of that time. So Poshmark was kind of like welcoming. And then the second thing that Poshmark has brought to me is a community. Everything that I do right now, from the camera to Instagram to podcasts to all my interviews to my YouTube channel, everything is because I built a relationship within the community. Poshmark started that, not just the sharing, but the Posh and Sips and all the other things. So I fell in love with that app because the people, not necessarily because of the platform. I'm not a big reseller who's made a lot of money, even though people may look at me now and think because of my numbers. I make very little money in the Poshmark world because I'm not selling high end. I still sell like lower end. It's just a great way to make money. I make money on other platforms and other businesses, but I am happy with all the community, all the love that Poshmark has brought for me. So if you want a platform that's very receiving and you don't want to be overwhelmed and you're not interested in starting a business, then Poshmark is the place for you. You can share whenever you want. You can follow as many people as you want. You can attend parties if you want, and you can just make friends. It's as simple as that. You make it with any platform what you want it to be. If you want it to be a business, then go hard. If you want to just make some friends and have a hobby, then go light. So that's how I treat Poshmark as well. When I feel like I'm about to leave it, I still keep some things on and I go because I know the community is what keeps me going. Because to me, Poshmark hasn't lately been making all the sales that I could possibly be making, but my friends are still there and I'm meeting more people. I just hosted Posh Party, ninth birthday party, which was very successful. And I continue to meet people every single day because of this app. So I highly suggest Poshmark. If you're trying to run a business and you want a lot of money, it may not be the way to go. But if you want to build a community and make some friends, it is 100% the way to go. The second platform that I sell on is Macari. Now, to me, Macari is Poshmark and eBay had a baby, and it is the simplicity of Poshmark, and you can sell anything like eBay. So the first thing that I like about Poshmark, that's my first blooper. The first thing I like about Macari is that it is simple to list there. Okay. I opened up my Macari account in 2018, but I didn't use it. I started really using it in 2019 at the very end of the year. I made about 9 sales. And then I started going full force right just before the pandemic. So about end of March 2020, I decided to start looking into Macari again and kind of playing around with it. To me, again, it's the simplicity of Poshmark. I don't always cross list the same things that I do from Poshmark, but Macari has been very successful for me with puzzles, games, electronics. I go through my house probably once a month and I clean out drawers and things like that. And I use Macari as kind of like a virtual garage sale. We're moving soon, so I'll continue to move stuff on Macari. I've sold video games. I've sold all kinds of stuff, bras and purses. So Macari is the simplicity. Anything over a pound, I ship on my own. I suggest that to people. Do not use Macari shipping if it's over 15 ounces. Stay at the 15 ounces, which is $4.99. I give free shipping, but my price represents the cost of shipping inside of that. So you can charge 25 and then charge $5 for shipping, but I charge 30 and offer free shipping. That's just the way that it works for me. And then I use PayPal as my ship on my own, and it's basically the same as eBay. So if you ship on eBay, you're weighing your items and you are using, first class, priority, padded envelope, medium, large, small, flat rate, medium mail. So you can do the same thing on Macari. So if you thought that you had to use Macari's shipping, you don't have to. You can use PayPal or you can use Pirate Ship. If you don't currently have a PayPal account, I would suggest Pirate Ship. They offer a lot of discounts. PayPal, I've been using them for 12 years and they're really ingrained of my business, and I have a debit card and all of that. So it's a full business a big part of my business. That's why I use PayPal, but pirate ship is suggested. So if it's things that you want to get rid of in your house, Macari is a really great alternative to try. I say try it. It doesn't hurt you to try. Keep trying it. Watch videos, learn about the platform, and you won't get discouraged. You can't list one thing and think that you're going to be successful. So I learned that in the beginning I was just throwing some things on there, but when I made a decision to go full force, I said, you know what? I'll cross list some things. And now I use List Perfectly, and I'll leave the link below, and I cross list so that way once I list on Poshmark, I can cross list it to Macari, or once I list on eBay, I can cross list to Macari. So try it. You never know until you try. So the platform that I like, the platform that I use that I like the least is eBay. A lot of people are afraid of eBay. For me, I'm not afraid of eBay. I just don't like the fees, and I don't like all the things that it asks for. And I will say this, eBay is the platform that brought me home. In 2018, when I decided to become a full-time reseller and I wanted to leave my job, Poshmark wasn't bringing in the income that I needed. So I decided right away to open up eBay stores. Yes, I opened up two stores back to back, a jeans store and then an everything store. And that money started coming in. My husband was already a seller, so I got a lot of my education from him and really absorbing all of the YouTube content that I could. And I went full force. And then when I was able to come home, I sat down one day and I said, you know what? If I can put this attention into eBay, I can put it into Poshmark. So I started doing that. And then I lessened the amount of items I would put onto eBay and then focus on Poshmark, and that started to build for me and bring literally the same amount, kind of income that eBay was providing. I was kind of getting upset with the fees. I got tired of like returns, and a lot of those things have nothing to do with you. People can return things on eBay. You can set your account for no returns, but eBay will accept everything. If you misplace an item and you cancel it, you get dinged. So you can work your way all the way up to a top seller, but if you every mistake you make, eBay will penalize you for it. And I think that is very discouraging, and it is, it's a shame, and they shouldn't do that. They should treat everyone equally, but it is a competition. So if you sell something on Poshmark and you forget about it in eBay, and then the person buys it and you have to cancel it, that is a negative mark against you. So every negative mark will knock you back down. So if you're a top seller, you can keep coming down, and then you can be like poor quality. I don't remember all of the names. So you just have to be really careful, be on your account, really fill in everything, think about what you're going to charge. You really just have to learn eBay. And I think if you have a handle on it, you can use it and it'll be successful for you. I just started selling on eBay again. The main reason is because, again, I use a cross listing app, and it's worthwhile for me to do it with the cross listing app. I'm paying for it, so I decided I can do that. So whatever I'm listing on Macari is definitely going to go over to eBay. Just today I had 4 sales and I already sent them out with my husband. So I have to really be careful though, because there was something really quirky with eBay today that I sold something and then I went back in and the same shirt was still sitting there as available. I ended it, went all the way back out, came back in, and the same shirt was still sitting there as available. So you really have to check your account. There's some quirky things that can go on, and you do not want to get dinged for that. But eBay to me is that platform that if you want to make money fast and you want to go far, eBay is the way to do it. I always know that. When I was going to Posh Fest, which is a party that Poshmark holds last year, and I wanted to make enough money to pay for my food, my return flight home, and my Uber, because I had already bought my ticket. And as soon as I bought my ticket, I actually bought my ticket, my flight, my airfare to go. And I said I'll wait close to the end to see if it's any discounts or anything. And so I went on to eBay and knew I had to make a certain amount of money. I think it was like $700 or something. And I just started listing stuff again because I had literally taken everything off. So I started listing stuff again. And it worked out because my PayPal account is attached to eBay. So as I got paid for items, the money went right into my PayPal, and I used that PayPal debit card excuse me, for my Uber, for my food, and for anything else, and my flight home, and anything else that I needed on my trip. So if you want to make money fast and you want to sell anything, eBay's the way to go. Toys, electronics, musical instruments, clothes, shoes, cars. You can sell that stuff locally. My husband has sold tons and tons of speakers. You can sell, um, again, computers, anything you can think of, you can sell on eBay. So keep your open mind with that, because I've come back again and I have a video that you can watch. I said I'm back on eBay and I explain why. It is definitely because I'm cross listing. If I wasn't using List Perfectly, I wouldn't be back on eBay. But I would say give eBay a try. Don't be afraid of it. You never know what can happen. There are so many people being brave and getting on eBay. I'm okay with saying it's a platform that I don't like, but it does make money for me, because not everything is going to be your bay, not every platform. So find your bay, enjoy that, have fun with that, but then go to the platform that's going to make you money and get your hustle on. So my ultimate favorite platform is Etsy. I am biased because I was a handmade seller way before I was a reseller. Before I even met my husband, I had a previous life and I was raising my children. I started off as a crochet designer. I started crocheting when I was 14. I am now 51, and I did it casually. Then I started making my children's clothes, and then I would sell that stuff locally because people would start seeing my children with the things on. And then when Etsy came, when that platform started, I was one of the first people selling on the platform. And I sold there for about 8 or 9 years. So from 2010, probably longer than that, I lose track of my numbers. So for some reason, 8 years is in my head. I made really great money on Etsy. The year of the Women's March, I made the pink cat hats, made about $25,000. I had to hire people to help me with that. And so it's really a great platform. They have a little, like a square card that you can take. I used to do vending and I could take it with me and it would swipe. So if I sold something that was already in my Etsy store, I could swipe it and then it would charge it, and I would just hand it, and it would charge right to the platform. So it was like really cool. And so I had to stop selling in 2018 because I had carpal tunnel. And so, I'm sorry, yeah, 2018. So I thought that I was done with my Etsy career. Fast forward to November 2019, which was a year ago. I had some items left over from closing my eBay store, and they were vintage. So I decided to open up a vintage store on Etsy. And from November 2019 to about January 2020, I only sold about 5 items because I really wasn't deep into it. Then when the pandemic hit, I had to pivot my business and think about other things to source. So that's when my love of vintage began, and I really started putting in the work into vintage. I miss having a creative outlet, so I started looking into things I could do creatively to replace the crochet, and then really wouldn't bother my hands as much. So welcome tie-dye. And I was able to use DIY boxes from ThreadUp and from Jomar, and from go to the Goodwill outlet, and really inexpensive shirts from the retail stores, thrift Goodwill retail stores, and getting shirts. And I started playing around with tie-dye, and then another business was born. And I would sell my first 20 tie-dye shirts I sold right on my vintage shop. But aesthetically, I didn't like the way they looked together, the older vintage clothes and games and toys and things next to these beautiful bright tie-dye and bleach shirts. So I decided in June 2020 to open up a new Etsy store, which was a handmade Etsy store. And that took off like crazy. Between June and July, I made $1,500. From July up until now, I just looked at my report, I'm over the $3,000 mark. And it's just been a fun thing. Plus I sell the tie-dye on I have a graphic necessity store. I have some other things that I'm doing. 2 weeks ago, first week in December, so it totally hasn't really been 2 weeks ago, but the first weekend in December, I opened up a new Etsy store. It's called Graphic Necessity. Similar to I have a Shopify store, which is Graphic Necessity. That is actually tie-dye and bleach. But I like that name because I was like, what other name can I use? Graphic Necessity. So I opened up a new store, and that store is actually a drop shipping type of business. It's not handmade. I use a company called Printful. I design graphics like this on Canva, and then I drop it into through Printful. I can attach an Etsy store, and then Printful drops my designs right into my Etsy shop. So I can sell on Etsy, but then the order goes to Printful. So all I do is design it, drop it onto Etsy, and then people shop from there. I've only made one sale, but that's okay. That it's been slow, and I haven't really been doing it that much, but I also have a Teespring store, which is like this. So back to Etsy. But Etsy is my bae. I know SEO. I know the simplicity of it. It is still a great place. It's inexpensive. It's easy to list. And it's a lot of support. They run a lot of behind the scenes advertising for you. You don't really have to buy ads. You can buy ads, but I don't buy ads. You can run sales, and you run sales that pushes you up into the algorithm. So between the vintage and the handmade, I'm always making sales. The weekends are really the best times as well. And so I recommend Etsy for people. If you make digital items, if you make patterns, if you write musical notes, if you want to write an ebook, you can create digital downloads. If you make stickers and thank you cards and woodwork and knitting and crocheting and sewing, candles and soap. It's so many things you can do on Etsy. If you have a love of vintage, go around your house. If if your mom has some stuff from your grandma, from your pop, your great aunts, the stuff from the 50s, 60s, all the older, the better. So just really think about having an Etsy store. I'm probably going to be doing a video soon on how to create. I've done one on a smaller scale, but I want to get more in depth in it, especially since my stores are starting to be really successful. But Etsy is the way to go. It's my bae. It will be for as long as I can, think. So everyone, those are my platforms: Poshmark, Mercari, eBay, and my 3 Etsy stores there. That's where I sell. That's where the money's coming in. The other platforms were too overwhelming. And my bottom line is, just because you can do it, why? I want to have time to do other things. I'm writing ebooks. I am creating courses. I have a podcast. I make videos. I have a show here on YouTube. I do lives on Instagram. I create content on Instagram. So I don't want to get caught up in just reselling. I'm not just a reseller. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a coach. I'm a mom. I'm a wife. And so I don't want to have 7 platforms just because I can cross list. I don't want to do that. That's not my desire. If it's your desire, then do it. But I just wanted to give you an idea from my perspective, my love, my hate, my in between of the platforms that I sell on. So hopefully you got something from this, and then I didn't bore you, but I like to share things like this. I like to, be transparent and continue making videos that I think people will, want to watch. And then it's nothing wrong with coming on and telling the truth. So thank you so much. If you've liked this content, consider subscribing to my channel. I think I'll stick something there. I know I'm being silly. Thumbs up. I love that I can put these characters up there. So a big thumbs up, and then ding the bell down below, and consider joining my membership group. It's $2.99 a month. In January 2020, I have so much stuff that I want to do with the group. I have a few members. I would love to get between 10 and 20 so that I can start doing some things. I'm writing a dessert book, and I want to be behind scenes, and I want my membership group to be able to see me live actually cooking, where I'm not going to be doing that on Instagram, and I'm not going to be doing that as videos. So that would be awesome for you, and you get shout outs and all kinds of really good stuff. So consider hitting the join button next to my subscribe, next to the subscribe button, to join my membership group. So as always, thank you, friends, for watching.